I pay $800 a month in child support, and I don't care how my baby mama living as long as my son getting what he needs. This is all I'm saying. Now, in a perfect world, every man would have split custody of his child, like week, or 6 months, however y'all break up custody, whatever, every situation is different, right? Like, taking care of a child is much more than giving money. $800 a month is crazy. I have 3 children. They're all in daycare. They're all taken care of. I'm married. I'm with my wife and shit. But hear me out. A lot of women hear me talk and they think I'm talking from the perspective of a single man with no wife, no kids, no nothing. Like, I know how much children take. Aside from money, I know how much children take. But like, when women get mad that the mama is broke, the child is taken care of, and the dad is doing well, they're just mad at themselves. I don't care if that man is paying. If you done put that man on child support, whatever you get from child support, that's. If I was a man on child support, I'm not giving a penny above child support. Not to the woman. Now, if the school called me, hey, this is field trip, woo, whatever, and I could pay the school directly or pay directly for whatever my child needs above that $800, I would gladly do that. But that woman asked me for some, my light's about to get turned off. Bring my baby over here, sweetie. I paid child support. I paid that child support you put me on. He can come stay with me while you get your shit together. But a broke woman who done put a man on child support, or a broke woman and a child is taken care of, like financially by the man, and he get his baby and all that, and she just broke and dusty, that ain't got nothing to do with nobody but her. And people get so mad at that. People be pissed at that. As if it's harder to be a mom than it is to be a dad. It ain't harder, it's just different. People don't value fatherhood. And that's really scary. Cause men don't get on the internet and complain about taking care of their kids, right? But all you hear is women complain about their kids. Really, they just be scared to say, I regret having these kids. Women be terrified to say that shit. Cause it's messed up. But really, that's what be going on. A lot of these women complain about their baby daddies, and their baby daddies be doing everything they can for that child. More than the mom. It's popular. It's cool to complain about your baby daddy. It's a scary world we living in.
So I saw this video from John Cannon and I decided to reshare it on my Instagram, and I did get a lot of replies from that particular repost, and it really made me think about, should you pay more than child support if mom puts you on child support? Like, I have a friend that's paying child support and he doesn't see his child because him and mom can't get along. So with that said, in his scenario, he doesn't pay for anything but the $1,000 a month. Now, a lot of moms will say, well, that's not fair because it costs more than $1,000 a month to raise this child. And at the end of the day, we know that things are getting expensive in terms of, food and clothes. Everything's getting expensive. So the cost of living for you and your child may vary. In some scenarios, mom might still be at home living with their mom. That's what his baby mother scenario is, because a lot of moms will say, well, she still has to pay for rent. And I'm like, you don't know that person's situation. You're talking about your situation. Everybody's situation is different. But with that said, though, I kind of understand why some men don't pay anything more than the child support, especially if mom doesn't want you to be involved. She just wants you to pay child support. Then that's what it's going to be. So if you can't make it work, then you're kind of screwed. Now, I'm not in that predicament, so I can speak from my situation where I'm in a 50-50 and I pay child support. And when it comes to paying more than child support, it all depends, because mom recently had to do some shopping for school supplies and she wanted to split the bill. Like, she wanted me to go out and get some of the stuff on the list. And I just said to myself, nah, I don't want to do that. Let me know how much it costs you and I'll send you more than half. So I sent her $60 and it cost her like $100. Like, she can't say, hey, he doesn't contribute in other ways outside of child support. But usually I don't send mom money, because at the end of the day, while I might be at a okay place with mom, me and a lot of other men, when you send mom money, like, let's just say you pay child support and then you send another $500 on top of that, you would like to assume that she's spending the money on the child, but you really don't know. So in order to avoid that situation, I just pay for things directly. And John kind of said that in his video. And I recommend that for any man who's on child support and your child needs something, even if you're not involved. If your child wants to do something and mom can't pay for it, you pay for it directly if you have the money. If you're broke or barely making ends meet, and I'm not saying that you should just live on the streets and pay for everything that your child wants, but let's just say, like, your kid wants to do AAU basketball or baseball or some program, swimming, something that costs additional money and mom can't afford it. If your child wants to do it, you should pay for it as dad. I don't care if the kid lives in a whole different state or if you don't get along with mom. As long as you realize like, hey, I have money and my child needs it and you can pay for it directly, then do it. Some people will say it shouldn't matter if you can pay for it directly. You should just give the money to mom. And I don't believe in just giving the money to mom because you just never know. Like, no disrespect. I'm sure some moms can be trusted. And if you give them the money to do something with it, they're actually going to do it. But me personally, I'm going to pay for it directly if I can. So I agree with John Cannon on that. But let me know what you guys do in your situation. Do you just give mom money blindly? You know, for the moms out there watching the video, does the father of your child just send money blindly and pay the child support? Because I kind of get why some men will say, well, hey, I wanted to be involved, but you didn't want me to be involved, but now you just want me to pay child support, take the money from child support. But if you're talking about a situation where you're not paying that much of child support, and then you're just saying take everything from child support, it doesn't make sense mathematically. So if you're paying like $100 a month, you can't do nothing with that. But hey, if you go and put that on child support, I don't know if you can be upset if he doesn't want to do anything more than that. Personally, I just feel like child support for some men who don't want to be involved makes sense. But if I'm trying to be involved and you see me taking care of my child, then I don't know why you'd want to put me on child support. But I've had to live with that. I've went through my case and that was one of their main focus of, okay, well, you know, you're going to get the 50-50. Her lawyer went out the way to make sure that she was in the position to get child support by any means because she was working and they did not say she was working. And so that affected child support. And even trying to get the modification right now that she's working, and I don't know where the two incomes are. I'm sure she doesn't make as much as me, but it's not zero like it was before. They're still making it difficult. The modification is taking over a year. So this whole child support thing, they call it a broke woman's hustle. And I agree for some women, not all. Like, I understand that some of y'all are not getting any, but I can make a whole another video on why some people don't get as much money as they should in child support. But for the ones out there that you just feel like the man needs to pay, even if he's involved, they need to pay you because that's who the child support goes to. People say it's for the child, but it goes to mom. So obviously, yes, as men, we're going to have issues with it. Those are the ones that I have problems with, the ones that are realizing that the child support checks go to them and they can do whatever they want with it. We don't like that as fathers, but if my child needs something, I'll take care of it. I'll pay for it directly or we'll figure it out.